But we didn't really meet till Schmoes. And the first time I met Cal was at the Star Wars fantasy draft.
That's right, at my house.
For Force Awakens, or
Yeah.
at the time was just episode 7. So we go to your house, you no longer live in. You're sharing some roommates. Nice big house, everything.
Yeah.
Cal's Kingdom.
Yeah.
And we walk in, and Tiffany Smith, you know,
I love her.
Our queen, our friend, our favorite, sweet old Tiffany, walks on in, and we're sitting there on the couch, and we're eating snacks, and we're talking, and we're joking, and we're talking Star Wars. Oh, there's going to be a new Star Wars film. And we're feeding Cal, and all of a sudden there's just this smell that comes from the pit of Carcoon in the Dune Sea. The smell of rancor.
The worst smell
Tiffany,
I've ever smelled.
Tiffany, who is a sweetheart and a real life princess, is just like, Reilly, did your dog fart? Like what? And weird. What? And you were just like, oh no, he did it again.
Yeah.
I think, and it was cheese. I think.
Well, I think
he either gotten hold of some, or someone gave him cheese, or maybe
Josh McCouga gave him
well,
cheese.
and there started the relationship.
Yep. There.
So my first memory of Cal is him clearing a house. like an LAFD fire department, like an engine and ladder company and a battalion rolling up, and we got to clear this house.
Oh, yeah.
Bring in the fart dog.
Yeah, we needed hazmat suits after that because he.
Yeah, I felt like the third act of E.T. And we're in that house, and Tiffany's like, "Go home, Elliot."
Yeah.
And that's like my first memory of Cal.
That's a great one. Yeah.
And then it goes from there, and then during the Schmo days, I'm staring at this picture of JT in the studio, and JT did those awesome Meet the Schmoes videos in the early days.
I love those.
I think you can still find them, and that was seeing Cal in action as the squirrel chasing dog and everything. And it just goes from there, and there's some other stuff there I can talk, but you know.
Oh,
Mark,
God.
what are your memories of your dog's gas?
Well, Cal had things that I learned over years that no cheese. Most everything was pretty, good. Fair game, but no cheese. And what I learned the hard way, no apples. So
Apples aren't good for dogs. I've heard tell.
Yeah, I didn't know that because
grapes as well.
Before I started working at Collider, and even before that at Geek Nation for a hot second, and then I was working with our friends over at Drama 3-4. David Fickus and Bryce Beckham and Pam Cook was there as well.
Pam's so funny.
Pam is one of the most talented actresses of our time and a big Cal supporter.
Sure.
So because Drama 3-4 and this production company, they were dog people, they were like, bring Cal.
Right.
Bring Cal. So of course I'd bring Cal. And I was working in this little side office doing my work and everything, and right next to me was a kitchen. And Pam would come. She was at the front desk working reception and stuff, and Pam came in. And I remember looking next to her, and she's sitting there cutting some apples. And she goes, "Can he have some apples?" And I go, I had never tested this theory before. And I go, yeah, he can have some apples. So I'm watching her feed Cal apple. Now, Cal was a legendary dog that loved food. This dog loved food. Every time some crinkles would open, he was right there. Anytime there was pizza, he was there. I don't care what it was. If you had food anywhere near you, he was pretty much right next to you.
Is that a double Western bacon cheeseburger, Dad?
He wanted it all. We always wondered if you just lift up this big bin of food, and we always wondered, what's the hypothesis here? If we open that up, will Cal eat until he dies, or will he stop? And I said, I think he'll eat until he dies.
Until he dies, yeah.
So he was just eating this food, these apples with Pam, and so I had just started dating Julie at the time, and she lived in Orange County at the time. I worked in L.A. and lived in L.A. obviously, so it was a Friday, and I go, yeah, I'm heading down to be with my girlfriend. And Cal would stay with me at Julie's, which was perfect because she rented a house, and there was backyard and all this stuff, so perfect. And I'm driving down, and I'm on the 405 freeway in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and I'm listening to podcasts, the windows are up, Cal's in the back seat, and I'm doing my thing, and then the smell. You talk about the pit of Carcoon, the rancor smell. This was along the lines of, I would say, there was a hint of like Febreze.
Right.
With a gallon of like dirty, smelly, toxic waste, with urine and diapers, and I'm trying to conjure any, and I went, oh, and just gagged, and I was like, pull put the window down, and I go, Cal.
What's the problem, Dad?
And he's like this. He would lay out on the back
Right.
When we were on long car rides, and this dog went with me everywhere. So he just kind of went, and I'll try to do in the camera. He just went, huh? And just kind of went back.
Went back to it.
And I'm like, Dad, no. So I'm driving in this fartmobile for 2 hours. I'm in this fartmobile.
Roman fart box.
And I'm like, oh, God. Oh, just when I think. And I get out and I go to Julie and she opens the door and she's like, hi, baby. And I go, oh, this is bad. This is bad. She goes, what happened? I go, well, take apples off the list.
Yeah.
So